there are going to be a lot of people who say this is one of the greatest pay-per-views they've ever seen. This is one of the best AEW shows, if not the best AEW show of all time. And yes, it is going to come from a place of love. It is going to be emotional. It is going to be reactionary. All I ask is that you don't. You don't do what I expect a lot of toxic wrestling fans to do here on social media. Don't put a damper on that. Don't crush that. Don't stomp on that. You can keep your opinions about the show to yourself. If you thought the show was garbage, if you thought the show was nothing but carny shit, keep that shit to yourself. At least for 24 hours. Rarely do we see wrestling fans this emotionally invested. Rarely do we see grown-ass men and women and children, generations of all ages, coming together for one man. Can we not do exactly what I expect a toxic community to do? For one night, can we just be a community and celebrate the life and career? Well, not life, because he's still alive, but the career of one of the greatest legends, wrestlers of all time. That's not even a moniker. That's not a catchphrase. That's not a tagline. It is the literal truth. Sting is one of the greatest. I called him by his first name. Sting is one of the greatest wrestlers ever. And tonight we're going to celebrate him. We're going to go ahead and go live in a second. I am currently looking for the speech. Apparently, the show cut off in the middle of Sting's speech. There's an extra 10 minutes that we have not gotten a chance to hear yet. I'm pretty sure AEW will post it, whether it's on YouTube or on their social media. But I am going to quickly find it. And if I do find it, I'm going to watch it. And if there are no copyright issues, guess what we're going to do? We're going to play it. We're going to react to it at the end of the stream. We will be back in just a few minutes. I'm going to look for this clip. I'm going to watch it and see if it's copyright free. And then we will begin your AEW Revolution 2024 review.
You have entered Alyx's world, a safe space for wrestling fans like you.
Ladies and gentlemen, if there was ever a time to be proud of being a wrestling fan, look no further than AEW Revolution 2024, what people are calling the best pay-per-view in All Elite Wrestling's history. Shattered expectations, shattered glass ceilings. Hell, I think people might call it the greatest wrestling pay-per-view of all time. One of the best, if anything else. I'm not going to tell you. You are not right in how you feel. If you are someone that is saying this pay-per-view made you feel proud to be a wrestling fan, well, I think you have great taste. I think you have every right to say it, because I am someone who stands proud in front of you. I sit in front of this camera, in front of a microphone, and I can sit here and tell you right now, when it's all said and done, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, I don't know how long AEW is going to be around. But generations will pass, and they will remember this show. This is going down in history as one of the best shows wrestling has ever put on. And it's because of one man. That one man is the icon, Sting. Going into this show, it already had the hype. AEW didn't need to do a damn thing. Because all people cared about going into Revolution was the fact that this show is, and it really is, Sting's final wrestling match. And that's all the show needed to be. But we got a lot more than that. Oh, Tony Khan said, I wasn't just going to give you Sting's last performance. I'm going to give you an excellent tag team match between FTR and the Blackpool Combat Club. I'm going to give you Bryan Danielson versus Eddie Kingston in one of the best pay-per-view bouts the two have ever had in an AEW ring. I'm going to give you, in my opinion, the greatest AEW match in the history of the company. Will Ospreay versus Kazuchika. Excuse me. Wrong one. Konosuke Takeshita. Kazuchika Okada is coming in very, very soon. We'll get that match again. Don't worry. But this one I'm talking about is Konosuke Takeshita versus Will Ospreay. Oh, that match. I don't think I've jumped around so much in this room. If I could have put a camera in a corner somewhere and just recorded myself, you would think I was 10 years old again. There's a lot of things that this pay-per-view got right. We had a vignette for Pac returning. We saw the return of Kyle O'Reilly. I feel like, ladies and gentlemen, AEW is finally starting to find itself. And I was getting kind of worried because the biggest thing I was worried about coming out of this show was the fact that, well, AEW Revolution is going to be a great event. But afterwards, what are they going to do? They are losing one of their biggest draws. Sting. He's done. There is no, all right, I'm going to retire and maybe I'll come back a year from now. No. He's done. That's it. That's it. No more wrestling for Sting. Could he make an appearance? Sure. But that's it, man. He's over and done with. Maybe his sons will wrestle. They ain't bad. No, there's no more. There's no more Sting in terms of the professional wrestler. That was it. And what a way to go out, right? Darby Allin literally almost killing himself. I'm not exaggerating when I say that. Darby Allin almost killed himself. That man did a swanton bomb off a ladder through a glass panel. And it cut him up so badly that they literally had to tape up his skin so he wouldn't lose blood and die. He was losing so much blood at such a fast rate, they literally had to get duct tape and tape him up. And for some reason, because he's a psycho, he still went out there and finished the match. I believe Darby Allin when he says, I wanted to die. I wanted to die in your last match. Jesus Christ Almighty. And this boy is going to climb Mount Everest. He did it for Sting. He did it all for Sting. I love it. I love it, man. I thought this was easily, without question, this was easily one of the best pay-per-views I personally have ever seen. I think AEW is going to be remembered for this one. I think AEW is going to do well in terms of carrying the momentum going forward from this one pay-per-view. We have big business coming up. We have Kazuchika Okada debuting this upcoming Wednesday. And of course, Mercedes Sasha Banks debuting the next Wednesday. We're going to have a strong grace period because we're going to see a lot of returns. Pax coming in. You saw Kyle O'Reilly make his return. Jamie Hayter's on her way back. Britt Baker's on her way back. AEW is going to start picking up steam very, very soon, which is a great time to do it because, of course, WWE right now is at its peak because it's WrestleMania season. WrestleMania season. When WrestleMania is over with, once we get past the Raw after WrestleMania, there's always that cool down period. If AEW can find a way to take this momentum and capitalize on that lull period for WWE, raise the stakes, make things just a little bit more interesting, I promise you, AEW is going to be back in rare form again. They got the talent. They just got to get the booking right. More tag team wrestling. More female matches. You got the women's roster to make it work. More female, whether it's segments, whether it's wrestling matches, storylines, a much more female presence on your show. I want to see new main eventers. I already talked about Konosuke Takeshita. And of course, Will Ospreay. Shoot them straight to the main event scene. As well as people like Hook. I already know you're going to put Okada in the main event scene. That's cool with me too. Powerhouse Hobbs. Wardlow. When Adam Cole gets better, there's another main event player right there. When MJF comes back, there's another main event player right there. Holy crap. Will Ospreay versus MJF. Will Ospreay versus Adam Cole. Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson versus Eddie Kingston. Oh, man. Oh, and by the way, that was real glass. Anybody that thinks that Darby Allin didn't fall through real glass and he somehow cut himself on fake glass, Cry Me a River, I don't know what to tell you. Darby Allin fell through real glass and almost bled out. I think you need to go watch the match. Clearly, if you're saying that that glass wasn't real, which, I mean, like, if it wasn't real, how did he cut himself? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I'm sorry. It's just, certain wrestling fans, I think, just say shit because they want to seem smart, but they ultimately end up not looking smart at all. If he fell through real glass and he has blood literally squirting out of his back, why would you then say the glass wasn't real? Common sense. This is a safe space, and I don't want you to feel like crap, but look here. Can we at least acknowledge reality? Okay? Don't be pointing up at the sky and saying that the sky is green when it's blue. This, to me, was the shot in the arm that AEW needed. And I hope and pray that AEW can carry this momentum. Because if they do, wrestling is about to be really interesting in 2024. Let me go ahead and get things started. I want to let people know that we have a Discord. We are on the journey to getting to 300 followers on Discord. So please, if you haven't followed us on Discord yet, follow us on Discord. And so we got someone in the live chat who's upset that I called him out for saying glass was real and it wasn't fake. Guys, listen, don't get upset because I'm checking you for stuff that you're saying is basically not true. Get your facts right. I'm not roasting you. I'm just letting you know, hey, the sky is blue. It's not green. That's not me saying that you're a piece of shit, that you're worthless. I'm just checking you. And see, now you got blocked by one of the moderators. And see, now you're gone. See, and that's what happens. Just don't come and be an asshole. That's it. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into the review. Let's go ahead and plug the usual stuff, the sponsorship, my social media. Let me say hello to everybody in the live chat. And then, of course, we will get to your AEW Revolution 2024 review. So, if this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. While you're at it, help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks. If you would like to donate after the fact, you can. Also, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, give me a follow on TikTok. Why? Because I am the tickest of the talkest. Discord, Cameo, Threads, whatever fits your bill. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo. And yes, Super Chats are officially on you. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast. Get your thoughts play live. To get your thoughts play live, to get your thoughts play live on the air. Email me at justalyxtheworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi. And yes, please get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt. Get you a new school Alyx's World t-shirt. But most importantly, get you a blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie. My America, the remix t-shirt made by It's J Knox and Firestar Heart. All this down below in the description box. Today's sponsor, SeatGeek. SeatGeek is sponsoring literally everything related to AEW. And going forward, it will remain that way. I think I'm safe in saying that SeatGeek has been a great sponsor for my channel. And I think it's been an even better sponsor for my AEW reviews. So I appreciate them for that. But yes, if you are someone that is looking to get a discount, a leg up on your ticketing journeys, maybe you want a little bit of a discount on a wrestling ticket. I heard the WWE's coming to Texas this week. San Antonio, Dallas, Houston on Monday. Next week Monday. Not tomorrow, but next week Monday. Which I'm going, by the way. Have my ticket. Guide through SeatGeek. If you're someone that looks to be getting a ticket and you want a bit of a discount, I got a little something for you. Maybe you want to go to a concert. The Rodeo is going to be here in Houston. Maybe you want to get a ticket on SeatGeek. Perhaps maybe you want to go see Nicki Minaj. She's about to go touring very, very soon. You can get all of this right now on SeatGeek, and I can give you a discount code. That discount code is JustAlyx. $20 off any price, any ticket you purchase for first-time users. So how's about we get a quick word from my sponsor, and then we'll get to some shout out. Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. If you're a wrestling fan looking for access to great seats for any wrestling event near you, then you want to use this app. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek stands as the unrivaled #1 ticketing app in the market today. SeatGeek constantly delivers incredible deals on ticket prices. When you're exploring the app, keep an eye out for the special green dots that mark the best deals. What's even better is that every ticket you purchase is backed by SeatGeek's buyer guarantee, with the option to return your tickets and even swap them before the events. So here's an exclusive for you. If you click the link down below and use the promo code JustAlyx, you can get $20 off your first purchase. Yes, $20 off any ticket that you purchase using the promo code JustAlyx. This is a sweet deal that you could use literally right now. So don't wait. Click the link, download the app, and join the SeatGeek family today. Thank you all so much for joining me here. As always, show some love to the moderators. Ultra, Shine Nights and Fires Our Heart, Eliza Demon, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Khalil Does Everything, and Big MGM, because they help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like me. Once again, I want to give a shout out to my mods for continuing to support me. I would not be able to do what I'm doing if it wasn't for you. Also, the Discord, the journey to 300 starts now. It's been started, but for real, if you haven't joined the Discord yet, we are pushing it really hard to continue the conversation. Matter of fact, as soon as we're done with AEW Revolution and you want to talk to your boy, I'll be on Discord. So come on over and start a conversation with me. If you haven't already joined, you can join using the link in the description box or the links being posted right now in the live chat. Join the Discord. I see one right there. And yes, super chats are indeed on. Be sure you get your super chats in. There was one earlier during the cold opening. We got that one in. Well, let's see what you guys feel. How do you guys feel about the show? Matter of fact, before I even get to reading your thoughts, what grade would you give AEW Revolution? That's a real question right there. What grade are you going to give this show? I'm just curious to know what you'll say. You can give me 9 out of 10. You can give me A+, A, B. On my scale, the highest grade you can give it is an S. Those of you who play Sonic know what that means. Alright, let's get started. Stephen Bram. Debit. Money. Mr. Debit Money Adams. I see Sunset Jaden. Good to have you here, sir. Higurashi, YouTube member, Higurashi Universe. Good to have you here. Mr. Pat. Mr. Fat or Mr. Pat? I think it's Mr. Fat. Mr. Fat. He's waiting on Tony Khan to post the full Sting retirement speech, which, again, I'm going to play it after the stream. So stay tuned for that. I got you. The Tribal Chief. Haven't seen you in a minute. 2 match of your canyons between Takeshita, Ospreay, and Sting last match. We had 3, honestly. Bryan, Eddie Kingston, of course, Takeshita, Ospreay, and then Sting's last match. For sure. All 3 of those matches were matches of your canyons. John Bill II says, this was easily one of the best pay-per-views I've seen from AEW. This just shows that when it comes to pay-per-views, AEW will always be kings. They will always at least have the pay-per-view of the year. Well, they have it so far. We still have to see what WrestleMania is going to be looking like. Gen X 87, King Gamer Worldwide. Oh my goodness, I haven't seen some of you in a while. Mr. Anthony White in his house. Prince Rockstar. Miss Lauren Biggs. How you doing? And Herbert. Is it Daughtery? Doug Hertu. I'm not even gonna try anymore, but thank you. We'll do one more. Black Wing Gaming. Alright, thank y'all so much for being here. Let me see what grades y'all been giving it. Let's see, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, A+, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, A++, 10 out of 10, 10 stars, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Oh my goodness. Perfect scores in the business. Best $50 I've spent. This is Mike Pringle. Best $50 I've ever spent. It felt like the old AEW, the alternative. I see the improvements, but still a lot of work to do. Tony, read this loud and clear. Don't be the challenger to the WWE. Be the effing alternative. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and move things along. If I don't say your name, please don't be offended. There's a lot of people here in the live chat. I didn't even say Highway Dylan, Danger, and others, but I didn't even say who let the dogs out. Ooh, JJ Bulldog. We'll get to the other ones in future streams. Thank you all so much for being here. You could be anywhere else, but you chose my stream for AEW Revolution. So we're gonna go ahead move things right along to the review portion. And I'm going to take my time. I'm going to take my time with this because I feel like when you have a special show, you want to cover every minute detail. And the first thing we have to mention, 16,000 screaming fans. Greensboro, North Carolina. You guys are part of the reason why I'm calling this one of the best pay-per-views of all time. You guys have made this event very special. Your energy, your clear love for wrestling, and of course, your appreciation for what these men and women do. I hope Tony Khan gives you another pay-per-view, and I hope you come out with the same energy. Now, I don't expect him to do 16,000 the next time because, Sting's not going to be retiring because he's already retired. Still, I think crowds like this are what make AEW the alternative. One of the things I've been kicking AEW's ass over is the fact that they can't draw. They can't get a big crowd, and they go to these arenas that have like 20,000 seats and they only draw 2,000, and that hurts their shows. Look at what happens when you have a full crowd. It makes a difference. Full crowds, fully packed arenas make a world of a difference for your shows. Because even when you have low moments, because this show did have its low moments. There were a couple of slow moments here and there, I'm not going to lie. There were a couple of moments where I was like, okay, let's pick it up. But even despite those low moments, I still felt the energy. I not once felt this show was wasting my time. I got bored. I literally was invested the entire way through. I loved it. Now, we are going to talk about some stuff. We do have to mention a couple of things, if you will. We have to cover a couple of things when it comes to AEW Revolution. But overall, I'm never going to forget about this show. And part of that is because of the crowd. The other part of that is the commentary. Everybody on commentary, even Jim Ross. Jim effing Ross got to cover the last two matches. Jim Ross makes a world of a difference for these shows. And I can tell his energy is back. I can tell that his ferociousness, and it's kind of funny. We all know what happened to him. He lost his wife. And ever since Jim Ross lost his wife, he hasn't been the same. He will tell you that. And good old JR, it was a time period there where he wasn't Jim Ross anymore. He wasn't showing that same passion and love for wrestling as he used to. I think he's finding that passion again. And I'm hoping and praying that he can maintain it this time. I hope and pray that this Jim Ross that we're seeing now can bring that same energy to the younger roster. Because I think it's time. It's time. It's been past time. We start creating some new stars here in AEW. And Jim Ross is going to be a key fixture in making that happen. I did not watch the pre-show. I am not going to waste my time talking about the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. I think what they're doing with the Acclaimed and the Bullet Club Gold, more specifically Jay White, is a waste of time, and it's hurting everybody. So the sooner you break them up and you make them compete for each other's trios belts, the better. That's all I'm going to say about that. Julia Hart came back. She had a match with Sky Blue against Willow and Chris Statlander. And of course, Willow and Chris Statlander get the victory. But again, pre-show matches, not much else to talk about. I will talk about this though. This appeared in the pre-show. A vignette featuring the Bastard, Pac. Now, Pac got injured some time ago. I think it was Was it before or after All In? I think it was right after All In. He got hurt, and he's been gone since. He's back. He's healthy, and he will be appearing on TV soon, right on time for Will Ospreay to show up. That's an opponent for Will Ospreay right there. Pac. Give me Pac and Will Ospreay. That's another classic waiting to happen. You already know Pac and Will Ospreay are going to go out there and have a series of 5-star, 6-star, 7-star, 8-star matches like we got tonight with Konosuke Takeshita and Will Ospreay. You already know. But yeah, Pac is going to be a much-needed addition to the AEW roster. God, we need him. So happy he's back. Because God knows. Jesus knows. The heavens above know. God knows we need him back badly. I think outside of that, we can go ahead and get started with the actual pay-per-view. They open things up with the TNT AEW Championship. Their Intercontinental title, if anything else. Christian Cage, 50-year-old Christian Cage, is having the run of a lifetime with that belt. He wrestles like he's still in his 30s. He works like he's still in his 30s. He looks like he's still in his 30s. If I didn't tell you he was 50, you would probably still think he's like at least early 40s, right? Early 40s? Nah, he's 50. But he took on Daniel Garcia, a young starlet looking to break through. One of the things I was worried about with Daniel Garcia getting this match was, am I going to believe he can beat Christian? Because he hasn't gotten a lot of wins. I think he went into this match practically winless. I haven't been watching Rampage and Collision as much as I should be. But he hasn't been winning a lot of his matches. So for him to get this match, there's a side of me that was like, maybe we could have built up Daniel a little bit more. So at least I can believe he could win.
Darby fell through tempered glass. It's designed to shatter into many pieces to reduce injury. But it was still dangerous as we saw tonight.
Whatever the hell it was. Tempered glass. I'm sorry. You can tell me it's tempered glass all you want. For the kind of injury he suffered, there's no way. There's no way that was just tempered glass. I have a feeling that was real in a sense. Like guys, did you see his body? They literally had it holding together with duct tape. If it was tempered glass, I don't think it would have been that bad. Maybe he would have gotten a few cuts. I got that, but nah. Anyways. Daniel Garcia is someone that I can see being a champion. But it's all about the booking. And he hasn't been winning a lot. So going into this match, I was worried about that. Then the match happened. And the match was great. And it was all due to Christian selling. Throughout the match, you saw Daniel Garcia catching Christian on his, I think, his left ankle or his right ankle. One of his ankles. And early on, you see Christian trip on his right ankle, and he starts rolling around with it, playing with it, limping with it. And then you see it play out throughout the match. Like he's running against the ropes, and then he trips. He goes for a spear, and then he limps on his foot. He goes to the outside, steps on his foot the wrong way. And it's little things like that keep the match interesting. And so you go, oh, maybe Daniel Garcia has a chance here. He's a submission expert. He can take advantage of that. And then, of course, you had interferences from Nick Wayne and Mama Wayne. And then Kill Switch. I was thinking we were going to see Adam Copeland. We didn't. We got Daddy Magic. But I kind of figured that Christian was going to retain after freaking Kill Switch did his thing, and then freaking Nick Wayne got involved too. It's just, there was a side of me that just felt like it wasn't the time to give it to Daniel Garcia. Would it have been nice? Would it have been nice to see Daniel win the belt? 1,000%. It's not his time, though. I think where Daniel Garcia is as a character, it's not championship material. The dance is cool. I want Daniel Garcia, the wrestler. If he gets serious, drops the dancing, and goes into killer mode like he used to be, oh, I can see him being a champion all day, every day. All day. But the match was great. I thought both of them wrestled excellently. Selling was great. Crowd was behind Daniel. And the crowd was actually legitimately upset when Christian beat him. I don't think... It's been a minute since I heard Christian get booed this loudly. You want to know why? Because it's 16,000 people booing him. And not 2,000. I'm telling you, 16,000 fans make a huge difference. They always do make a difference. But yeah, great opening match. Woo! And then we get one of the best matches of the entire night. From this moment on, the show grips you and it doesn't let you go. Eddie Kingston, Bryan Danielson, for the Continental Crown Championship. Or the AEW Continental Championship. Not Intercontinental, just Continental Championship. This match was stiff. If you are a fan of New Japan Pro Wrestling's hard-hitting, and I'm not just talking about figuratively, I'm talking about literal kicking, punching, kneeing, chest slapping, so much so that you see it turn from red to purple, not blue, but purple. If you're a fan of the stiff kicks, of, men and women landing on their heads and shit like that and getting back up, this was the match for you. There was a point in this match where Bryan and Eddie just said, fuck it, I'm just going to hit you. I'm not even kidding. I don't remember when it was. It was towards the end, right? It was towards the end. Bryan and Eddie just said, fuck it, hit me. And they just pow, kick, punch, slap, punch. And it was like for like a good minute or so, they were just beating the shit out of each other. And it was just phenomenal. The crowd was eating it up. Bryan Danielson is having, I think, some of the best matches of his entire life. Because this is it. By the time we get to All In 2024, that might be it for him. There's a rumor going around, I think this is something that comes from him, that 2024 is going to be Bryan's last year in wrestling. As a full-time wrestler, not part-time. He might come in and wrestle here and there as a part-time wrestler. But as a full-time performer, this is it. This was violent in all the best ways. You know I like me some strong style wrestling, and I think you do too. Without a doubt, this is easily one of Bryan's best matches in AEW, and literally Eddie's best match. There's a lot of great Eddie Kingston matches, from Anarchy in the Arenas, Anarchy in the Arenas, Stampedes, Stadium Stampedes. In terms of an in-ring wrestling match from bell to bell, this is his best one with Bryan Danielson. And I loved it. Best of all, Eddie Kingston beats Bryan Danielson. He beats him and retains the Continental Championship. And then afterwards, Bryan does the one thing he said he would never do. He shook Eddie Kingston's hand. He finally showed him the respect that he deserves. And the crowd showered Eddie with nothing but love. Eddie. Eddie Kingston's the man. And I think, if anything else, this is going to show you what a world championship run is going to look like. They're behind him. They are behind him, and I'm loving it. It's going to be hard to follow Eddie as a Continental champ. Whoever the hell is going to be Continental champ next. All-Star 8-man scramble. The winner of this match gets a shot at the world champion. We got Chris Jericho, Powerhouse Hobbs, Lance Archer, Dante Martin, Hook, Brian Cage, Magnus. Madness. Who is that? Who that? No, who the hell is Madness? I don't know who that is. Did he like win a random match on Rampage? I'm assuming he's from CMLL, right? He literally did not make a difference in this match. We could have taken him out altogether. And Wardlow. So originally this was supposed to be a Meat Madness match. Meaty men slapping meat. You're all Meaty Madness match. Meat Madness. Big men. Wardlow, Lance Archer, Powerhouse Hobbs. Apparently they were going to throw in Brian Cage. Apparently they were going to throw in Brody King. And Tony Khan also said he wanted to throw in Keith Lee. Keith Lee is clearly recovering from injury. But yeah, you had a concept that random, but worked. Because even I said, like, this is random as hell, but if you're going to do this, can we go all the way in? Like, let's get all the big meaty men. Nah, man, don't just do Lance Archer, Wardlow, and Powerhouse Hobbs. Throw in Brian Cage. Throw in Brody King. Throw in Keith Lee can't come and wrestle because he's recovering from injury. But, Shane Taylor. Throw in Shane Taylor. Who else? Throw in Paul Wright. Big meaty man slapping me. Screw it. Nah, screw all that. Let's just throw all the big men in there and get meaty. Let's go. Quite frankly, the best part about this match was the meaty men, was the big men. Anytime Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, Brian Cage, and Lance Archer were in there doing their thing, that was the best parts. Hook, Magnus, Dante Martin, and Chris Jericho. They had their moments. But quite frankly, I thought there were a lot of spots in this match. Felt a little too long. Even I was starting to ask myself, damn, this is still going? Okay. Shoot, are we going to end this anytime soon? And when you're catching yourself say that, that's how you know it's going too long. If you ever catch yourself going, isn't this match a little long? If you have to ask the question, that is it too long? It's too long. It's too long. Never get to a point where you're asking yourself, is this match too long? Because it's too long. That's how you know it's too long. But they ended it on the right note with Wardlow hitting his power bomb and winning the match. And we got the Kingdom, the Devil Rising. Kingdom coming out to support him. So Wardlow will be going after Samoa Joe for that World Championship. I'm assuming at Double or Nothing. Alrighty then. I don't know if Wardlow should win. I think Samoa Joe is having the run of his career. But I think they're going to give it to him. Because we have to start setting up MJF and Adam Cole soon. But yeah, like, it was one of those things where also, following Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston, the crowd needed a breather. They're like, oh god, I need a breather, man. So this was kind of like a cool down match as well, which is what they needed. So I appreciate, here's what I will say. The women's match and the scramble match, they might not have been the best matches, but they were great cool down matches. To allow the crowd to catch their breath and relax. Like, okay, well, let me go to the restroom, get some popcorn, and whatever. Because you need a cool down match here and there. I think well-placed cool down matches could actually advance the show, which is why I think it helped. That, alright, well, it's alright. It's nothing terrible, but it's nothing great either. It's a cool down match. Relax. Catch your breath. Drink some water. Go use the restroom. Go take a piss. Go get you a hot dog. Come on back. So, in terms of an actual match, it was solid. But in terms of a cool down match, it did exactly what it was supposed to do. Because the next match, the crowd needed their energy for this next match. A surprise hit. OC, Orange Cassidy, taking on Roderick Strong. Hello! Or Orange Roderick Strong. This was practically a massacre. It was nothing but backbreakers and suplexes and power bombs. There was a spot during the match, and we are going to pull it up because I need to show this to y'all. I need you to see it because I can explain it to you and you'll go, nah, you lying. He didn't do that. I swear to God, I swear. When I tell you, I'm going to just tell it to you right now, and then I'm going to show you. Roderick Strong picked up Orange Cassidy on the turnbuckle, gut wrench style. And then he power bombed Orange Cassidy on the top of the turnbuckle. Yeah, that look that you just made, that's what happened. I'm not making this up. So I told you about it, right? Now it's time to see it. You've been warned. There it is. Here he comes. Watch. He's gonna pick him up. Powerbomb. One more time. Pick him up. And then, oh, man. God damn. Oh, I know that messed him up. Oh, I know. And that's not even one of those things you need to sell. There's no need to sell that. Nah. I'm not gonna pull Shawn Michaels oversell. No, there ain't no oversell on that. I know it hurt. I know that shit hurt. Let me pick you up and gut wrench powerbomb your ass on top of a turnbuckle. Jeez. Oh, he beat the piss out of Orange Cassidy. And of course, Orange Cassidy made a couple of comebacks, was able to hit the orange punch, but he was hurt. They did a good job telling the story about how he was hurt going into the match. He was taped up here and here. Roderick Strong, though. Homeboy is in rare form. The beatdown he gave to Orange Cassidy? Ooh. All these backbreakers. And then the end of Heartache, which was beautiful, by the way. Hit that beautifully. When he hit it, I said, there's no way Orange Cassidy's kicking out. And he didn't. Yeah, sorry to say, ladies and gentlemen, but Orange Cassidy is no longer your AEW International Champion. It is now Adam Roderick Strong, who, by the way, deserves it. Roderick Strong has been having some of the best television. He has the best character, one of the best characters in AEW at least. But he's been putting on some of the best television ever since he got in that wheelchair and had Neck Strong. I love it. I think it's wonderful. I think he's easily one of the best talents they got. And I'm happy that he won the belt. Now, I can stop right there and just move on to the next segment. But no. We're not going to do that. You know better. Because as soon as the match was over, freaking Kyle O'Reilly showed up. Got long hair. But at first, he came behind him like, I'm hunting prey. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting weapons. He didn't do all that, but it looked like he was ready to pounce. And then he hugged Roderick Strong. But he didn't leave with the Kingdom, the Devil Rising. He didn't leave with them. That doesn't mean he's not going to work for them. He just didn't leave with them. I bet you Bobby Fish right now is all like, well, goddamn, I made a mistake leaving AEW. I mean, to be honest with you, who's even been talking about it? Who here remembers the last time they even thought about Bobby Fish? And I mean, folks, where's the lie? Looking forward to seeing what they're doing with Kyle O'Reilly, because they even said that, and this is from Fightful Select, they're going to take Kyle O'Reilly in a different direction. He's not going to be just a henchman alongside Adam Cole. They're going to do something different with him. He is going to be his own character. So I look forward to seeing what they do. You didn't get a break, sadly. You did not get a break after that match. FTR took on Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli, Blackpool Combat Club, BCC, FTR, BCC, FTR. By the way, before I forget, sweet ass entrance by Claudio and Jon Moxley, who came out impersonating or cosplaying or paying homage to the Road Warriors, Animal and Hulk. They were wearing their gear, which looked amazing, by the way. Shout out to them for that. FTR has a way of delivering some of the best matches anybody's ever seen. Because what they do is that they take their time to tell a story. Now, as you was watching, there was a slow period during the match. Deliberately slow. And the next, you start to see it build up. You see Jon Moxley and Claudio just completely annihilating FTR. And then something crazy happens. I think it's Dax Harwood. Dax Harwood gets the tag, does the hot tag, and then he falls to the outside. And then the next time you see him, busted open. From the moment he's busted open, ain't that some shit? A guy bleeds and it's not Jon Moxley. What is going on here? So Dax Harwood is busted open. From the moment he's busted open, this match just kicks it into second and third gear and does not let up. We got to see, and I'm not making this up, we got to see a doomsday device with a corkscrew uppercut. Jon Moxley and Claudio hit a doomsday device with Claudio doing a corkscrew uppercut off the ropes. It looked amazing. And then, of course, you had all the paying homage to tributes. The Spike Pile Driver, a little bit of the Steiner Brothers in there. Love the counter with Claudio hitting some type of a crossbody suplex or a scoop slam off the shoulders of Dax, but doing it on Cash. Love that. It was amazing. Amazing spot all around. And I was surprised at the ending, because I was saying to myself, FTR really could use this win, because they haven't been winning a lot of matches. Guess who won? The BCC. The BCC won. No BS. They just beat them. Wow. I was thrown back by that. I was like, wow, okay, so what's going to happen with FTR here? They just lost. I think the reason why they lost, we'll talk about this in a second, but it has to do with Cash Wheeler's lawsuit. And I think that's why they lost. They're going to be taking some time off, I think. Like a lot of people, apparently. But yeah, the BCC just beat them. No BS. Clean. Excellent match. Tag team wrestling, I don't want to say it's back yet, but based off of the matches we got, FTR, BCC, and then of course the main event, Young Bucks, Sting, and Darby Allin. I think it might almost be back. We're getting there. And so unfortunately, the women got the second cool-down match of the night. Your AEW Women's Champion, Timeless Toni Storm, defending her belt against the Virtuosa, Deonna Purrazzo. So, I gotta be honest with you. I love both women. I think Deonna is one of the best female wrestlers in the world today. I think Toni Storm is easily one of the best characters, one of the best workers today. This feud ain't it. And I've always felt that way. It wasn't clicking. It never clicked for me. As I was watching over the last, month or so since Deonna came back, she officially debuted in AEW. She wrestled with AEW before, but this was her actual debut. I just kind of felt like something was off about this. I appreciate the story. I appreciate the connection between the two because they are best friends. They did grow up together. And I think in a dojo or something like that. We'll have to find out where exactly that was. But I think it was like overseas, for sure. But they were best friends, and then Tony Khan brought in Deanna, and Deanna was all like, "Wait, why is Tony Storm different? Why you change on me?" Basically, and that's been the feud. And I gave it a shot. I'm like, you know what? Maybe the match will actually be something that was worth a damn. It wasn't. It was not. It was not. You can skip this match. But again, was it a terrible match? No. Was it a great match? No. Honestly, I think this was one of Toni Storm's weakest matches. Because even her match against Rio. Actually, I take that back. I think Rio was her worst match at World's End. This one, it's decent. It's not terrible. I just know Toni Storm has had better matches. And I hate the fact that because she's become so character oriented, I hate the fact that her in-ring ability has taken a backseat. Because she's a great female wrestler. But unfortunately, she has to put character first and basically put her wrestling to the side. And I think she's regressed inside the ring as a result. The character's amazing. But I feel like her in-ring ability is regressing because she's not putting enough focus, or as much as she should, into the in-ring. Which, I've been noticing that, but I feel like it was probably time I say it. I will say this, though. And I gotta show it to you. After Deonna Purrazzo came out, we heard Toni Storm's OG music. And then you see the following. You see this. And you're thinking, did Toni Storm go OG for this match? And then on second look, you realize, wait, that's not Toni Storm. That's Mariah May. We got catfish, y'all. We got catfish badly. Mariah May. May I have this dance? May I take your number? Mariah May came out looking like yum, like a bag of gummy bears. Looking real good in that cosplay of Toni Storm. But we got catfish, y'all. We got catfish. But yeah, look, again, I'm not going to hate on this match too much because it served as a cool-down match. That's what it was. Toni Storm won. Deonna Purrazzo did, in fact, have Toni Storm beat. Toni did tap, but the referee didn't see it. So now we have a reason for Deonna to turn heel. Deonna as a heel works so much better than her as a babyface. I like Deonna. But quite frankly, I think she would work better off as a heel. So hopefully we'll use this as a reason for her to turn heel. Maybe she can break the arm of Aubrey Edwards or something like that. Maybe have a match against Aubrey Edwards. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that I am someone that tends to say things out of emotion. I'm someone that is passion first, logic second. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud that I can approach this from a wrestling fan perspective, but also give you a wrestling analysis like nobody else. I think that's what makes me, in a way, it resembles Jim Ross. Jim Ross is someone that's a fan first, but is amazing at wrestling analysis. So I'll admit that when I tell you Will Ospreay versus Konosuke Takeshita shattered what we know as an AEW classic. All those top matches that you've seen over the last 5 years, Cody Rhodes versus Dustin Rhodes. Kenny Omega, Hangman Page versus the Young Bucks. Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Adam Page. Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega. Anarchy in the Arenas. Jon Moxley versus Hangman Page. Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega. And the list goes on. Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa. And the list goes on. All those classic matches that you can think about, they don't compare to this match. This, to me, and I mean this when I say it, is the greatest AEW match in the history of the company. Right now. Konosuke and Will Ospreay went out there and gave those fans more than they could have ever asked for. First, let me say it. Will Ospreay is different. What is easily one of the best signings that AEW has ever done was landing Will Ospreay. And of course, Okada is another one, and Mercedes is the other one. Will Ospreay is a totally different breed of wrestler. And you know he is. The way he performs is like no other. There's a reason why Dave Meltzer is always just hand-feeding this guy 5-star matches. It ain't because he's bosom buddies with him. No. Objectively speaking, if you ask me today, who is the best wrestler in the world? Right now, in this moment, who is the best in-ring performer in the world? I would say it's Will Ospreay. Bryan Danielson is a very close second. As a matter of fact, I think I would probably be going back and forth between the two, depending on the night and the day. But in terms of the overall performer, it's Will Ospreay. And this match proved it. He is different. And you know who else is different? Freaking Konosuke Takeshita. I've been saying since day one that he is a main event player. And for some reason, Tony Khan keeps sleeping on him. After Kenny Omega put him over not once, but twice, you would have thought, all right, well, it's time, Tony. Nope. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. He better do it now. After this match, after the kind of match that these two had, I better not ever see Konosuke Takeshita in a dark match ever again. This was out of this world. The amount of stiff elbows, the crackling of Will Ospreay hitting that hitting blade, the sheer awesomeness of seeing Takeshita hit these high-octane moves and then see it get countered in another awesome way. And it's almost like they were trying to one-up each other. Canadian Destroyer, I don't think we hear Canadian Destroyer here, but Spanish Flies, Flying Knees. There was a spot. Okay, there were multiple spots that scared the shit out of me. But the one I'm thinking about was when Konosuke lifts Will Ospreay up on the turnbuckle, and it looks like he's going for a brain buster, but then he falls off, and then he connects Will Ospreay's lower back with the top turnbuckle. What is with these backs hitting top turnbuckles tonight? Damn! He connected Will Ospreay's lower back on top of the turnbuckle. Damn. And I'm thinking, okay, are we stopping this match? Literally, in my head, I'm like, ooh, we're stopping this match, right? No, we didn't stop it. It kept going. And that was just one of the scary spots. They were trading elbow shots. There was at least 5 elbow shots from Takeshita that I'm pretty sure broke Will Ospreay's jaw. There's a couple of them in there where even I was like, ah, Damn! Y'all, you should have seen me. I wish I could have had a camera on. There was a point in the match. I can't remember exactly when it was. But there was a point in the match where a moment happened. I jumped off of this bed that you cannot see because it's a green screen. I jumped off of this bed and I could not sit down for the remainder of the match. I was pacing back and forth going, ooh! 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 You have no idea. I think you do. Never mind. I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. This match was out of this world crazy. An instant classic. A legendary performance from both men. And I shudder to think either one of them being in the mid-cards of this. This is not the kind of match that you then take both men and put them in the mid-cards. Nah. This is the kind of match where you shoot both of those men to the main event scene. I don't want to hear it. I don't want Tony Khan to come out with, we got nothing. No. Fuck that shit. Will Ospreay and Konosuke should be going after the world title. Period. End of story. That's about it. I'm not trying to hear. No. Keep it to yourself. They do not deserve to be in the mid-cards. They are main event players. Say it with me. Main event. Main event players. Period. I'm not trying to deal with your BS right now. That's it. Oh my God, the spots in this match. The elbows, the hitting elbows, the back elbows, elbow upon elbow, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria! This match was easily one of the greatest, most stiffest, high-octane, most technical, fast-paced storytelling matches I have ever seen. And it will go down in history as the greatest, if not one of the greatest, AEW matches of all time. Good luck topping it. If Will Ospreay can find a way to top this match, he might be the best wrestler in history. Now, Will Ospreay does win the match, fair and square, and then him and Konosuke shake hands afterwards. My God, what a match. Oh, this match was, it was heaven. It's heaven, ladies and gentlemen. Heaven must be missing an angel, missing my angel child. Come on, run with me right now. Yeah. It was amazing. I loved it. We go from a classic to an awesome match. Another awesome match. Hangman Page, Samoa Joe, Swerve Strickland compete for the AEW World Championship. I was getting a lot of heat over the last month about calling Hangman Page a heel. I think it's safe to say, after this match, he's a total fucking asshole. He is a heel. How many referees did he attack? Was it 2? 2, right? Even Jim Ross was on commentary saying, I think this guy may need some help. He's mentally deteriorating. I mean, I'm happy you called it out, Jim Ross. I've been one of the main people saying, yeah, he's off his rocker. You want to know when I first started saying it? When he drunk Swerve Strickland's blood. I don't think you need anything else. Great match all around. All three men had great chemistry, lots of fast-paced spots. You had Samoa Joe do his nope spot with Swerve Strickland coming up the top rope. He said nope, walked away. Love that. Swerve getting a lot of love from the crowd. The ultimate babyface. He was the babyface, by the way. Whose house? Swerve's house. And I think after this, we had, I'm trying to think if I missed anything crazy. Was there interference? No interference. Okay, so essentially, basically, Swerve had Joe beat. Hitting the curb stomps, Swerve stomps. And then Hangman Page loses his mind. Pulls out the referee, starts whipping his ass, gets the championship belt, and then he starts whipping everyone's behind with it. And the crowd is booing the shit out of him. It's been a minute since Hangman got booed this hard. They booed him real bad. It's good to see, by the way. It was a menacing thing to do, to beat up the referees. He was like, look, I don't give a shit what I gotta do. You cannot win this championship, Hangman Page. 1 second, let me take this off. Getting hot. You cannot win this championship. I will not let you do it. I ain't gonna let you do it. But I love this match. This match was great. And to a lot of people saying Swerve should have won, no, the ending was perfect. Samoa Joe hooked Hangman Page in the Coquina Clutch. And interesting story. You see Hangman Page struggling. And it's funny to me. Because usually when you're in the Coquina Clutch, you pass out. As we've seen in the past, when Samoa Joe hooks you in the Coquina Clutch, there's no usual tapping out. You pass out. He chokes your ass out, right? Not in this instance. Hangman Page was in the Coquina Clutch. He's looking around. You can see on his face, it's like, do I want to be an asshole right now? Yeah, I do. And then he taps out. Hangman Page tapped out and gave Samoa Joe the victory. So now the story is, did he tap out because he was in so much pain? Or did he tap out because he's a petty son of a bitch and he wanted to make sure Swerve didn't win the championship? I think it's safe to say that he tapped out because he didn't want Swerve to win the title. Yikes. Woo-wee. Well, that's definitely going to be an interesting feud. So here's the good news. We're going to go back to Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland. That is the feud that's probably going to be leading into Double or Nothing. If not All In. Here's the bad news. It's not happening anytime soon. Because Hangman Page is apparently going on vacation. He needs time off. Reading Fightful Select's report, they're saying that he's going to be out for a couple of months. Just a couple of months. He could be back sooner than that. But he's going to be out at least until the summer. So he's going to be out for the rest of March. Probably going to be out for April. Probably going to be out for May, but he might be back in time for Forbidden Door. And then we can do heel Hangman Adam Page. Which, yes sir. Give it to me. I'm ready for it. I'm all ears. With arms wide open. Full heel. He is a full heel now. Can we finally say Hangman Page is a full heel? Swerve broke into his house. He went into his heart. Shut up. Shut up. Yeah, sure. Swerve broke into his house. Did he do anything to his son? No, his son got a free t-shirt. Break into my house and give me a free t-shirt, Swerve. I won't get offended. Now, he might actually do something to me. He might actually take my money. I better shut my mouth right now. Yeah, that was such an amazing ending to what I thought was a really great match. So, now, ladies and gentlemen, and now, the end is here. I did it my way. Here we are. The main event. What was supposed to be the main event, what is rightfully the main event, No other way to close it. For the AEW Tag Team Championship. Something that the Young Bucks has been fighting to do since this company opened. Main event the show with the tag team titles. Your EVPs, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, the Young Bucks, taking on Darby Allin, and the final performance of one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, Sting. Before the match, they played a vignette of Sting sitting in it was a theater, some type of a theater, and he's watching his career from Ric Flair's match in 1988, where he was Surfer Sting, until now. You see him go through all the transformations and the different looks, different face paints, blonde hair and then black hair, and then Crow Sting, and then NWO Sting, and then TNA Sting, and then WWE Sting, and then of course AEW Sting. You can see him being emotional. And then when it was all, and by the way, you guys know, like, I love wrestling, and so when you could touch me on an emotional level, that means you're doing it right. This was one of those moments where I was like, you are a man! You're a man! You're a man! Yeah, it was powerful. And after the video was over, Sting looked into the camera and goes, "It's showtime. For the last time. Let's do this." And then goes and does, "Woo!" his little howl. And then you hear Sting's music play. And then we see, I swear to God, I thought this was Sting for a second. We see one of his sons run out as Surfer Sting. And I'm thinking, oh shit! Are we doing the Surfer Sting look? Nah, it wasn't him. It was his son. And then we have Wolfpack Sting. And I love it because the crowd they lost their mind when he came out as Surfer Sting. And then when they saw his other son come out as Wolfpack Sting, they went, aw. They went, aw. A cock tease. Nah, he had to wrestle as Crow Sting because that's what we know him as. Crow Sting. Oh, by the way, he didn't come out to his AEW theme. He came out to ooh, seek and destroy. Is that Metallica? Ooh, seek and destroy. Yeah, seek and destroy. Love it. Love it. Before the match could even start, Darby Allin is doing a fucking suicide torpedo dive on the Young Bucks. Scared the shit out of Jim Ross on commentary. Jim Ross hated that. He was like, idiot, I swear to God. Scared the shit out of him. I love it, though. It was great. Then the match started, and it was just chaos. You had Sting and his sons getting involved, hitting stinger splashes after stinger splash after stinger splash. They did a family trifecta of stinger splashes on both the Young Bucks. It was amazing. And then the shit hit the fan really quickly. Because they go to the outside. They go under the ring. They pull out chairs. Not bad. They pull out tables. Not bad. Then they pulled out a panel of glass. Real glass. Crimea River. An actual panel of glass. And I said, wait. We're not going to have Sting take a bump through glass. We're not going to do that. That's more of Darby Allin's thing, right? So they put up a glass panel on the edge of the apron. And Sting was going to hit one of the Young Bucks with his bat. He misses one of them, and then he ends up breaking the glass panel with the bat. And I'm thinking, oh, okay. I mean, it's a cool effect. But I was like, there's no way that he's going through glass, right? That's not his thing. So they continue to brawl. Now they get into the crowd. They go up on stage. And then Sting takes a superplex off the... He takes a superplex off the stage through some tables. The fuck, Sting? I mean, it's your last match, so go get yours, but damn! And then Darby Allin. You already know what I'm about to talk about. Darby Allin, he's whooping their asses, and by there, I meant the Young Bucks' asses. He has Nick Jackson placed near a glass panel that's laid perfectly on some steel chairs. All right. Darby Allin climbs the ladder that's inside the ring. It's set up inside the ring. And it's a big-ass, tall-ass ladder. He climbs the ladder. And I said to myself, is he gonna do a swanton bomb on this glass? There's no way that Young Bucks are gonna let him just land on them and go through the glass. There's no way Nick or Matt would let that happen. The next thing you see is Darby Allin jumping off of the ladder, swanton style, and go careening, crashing through the panel of glass. Through the glass panel. And he instantly started bleeding. On sight. His back started gushing blood. Gushing. Not, got a little cute couple of holes in, you know, like thumbtacks, okay. You get a couple of holes of blood just coming. No. It is gushing blood. He looked like he was wearing a red cape. It was gruesome. Okay, the first shot they showed was like, ugh, that's bad. The second shot they showed was like, oh my god, this is a horror film. The third shot, I was like, okay. There was a legit shot where it looked like it was a fountain of blood coming out of his back. And I said, okay, that's enough. And in my head, I'm like, Darby Allin, you sick bastard. Are you trying to die, sir? Like, what a batshit crazy motherfucker. I love him for it, but he's batshit crazy. He almost killed himself. He literally could have killed himself in that spot. I'm not even kidding you. If he had landed wrong, he could have died. Which is what he said he wanted to do. He said he wanted to die. Darby, no. You got too much to live for, sir. That was crazy. We had an appearance by Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Ric Flair. They went out there to, of course, get involved in the match, because why wouldn't they? And then we see the Young Bucks rehash the spots they did with Sting at the first Forbidden Door. We see them powerbomb Sting through the table. He knows so it gets back up. It's so good. Does the Then they hit him with the super kick. A super kick. Super kick. No sells it. Loved it. Love that, by the way. Then they set up a glass panel in the corner. And they toss Sting. Oh, Jesus Christ. They drive Sting through the glass panel. And I said, I cannot believe Sting took a bump through glass. Cry me a river. I can't believe he did it, but he did. Jesus Christ. And so you have all these near falls with the Young Bucks hitting the EVP trigger, super kicks and all that kind of stuff. And then you see Sting kicking out, and they're kicking out at one. And it looked like they were going to finish him off with the no longer Meltzer driver, now the TK, Tony Khan driver. Darby Allin, his crazy ass comes back out after getting duct taped up, not stitched up, but duct taped up by fucking paramedics, and his back is all kinds of fucked up. I don't even want to look. I swear to God, if he posts a picture of it on Instagram, I'm gonna hurl. I don't want to see it. I'm probably going to see it anyways, but I don't want to see it. But yeah, you already know what happens. Darby Allin interferes. Sting hits the Scorpion Death Drop on Matt Jackson. Darby Allin hits the Coffin Drop, and then Sting hits his, or locks in his, Scorpion Deathlock. And then Matt Jackson taps like a little bitch. Sting wins. Sting wins his final match in All Elite Wrestling. He defeats the Young Bucks. He goes out on top. A Cinderella story. A Cinderella ending to a legendary career. Perfect. He ends his career with a perfect record. Tony Khan has done a lot of dumb shit over the last year or so. But the one thing that he has not screwed up, the one thing he got right, is how Sting has been booked. This was amazing. I thank Tony Khan. I truly, truly thank Tony Khan for getting it right with Sting. He got right with Sting. You can say what you want about all the other stuff, the women's division and all that. He got it right with Sting. So, as you know, Sting cuts a speech afterwards. And unfortunately, mid-speech, Tony Khan, at pay-per-view, was running out of time, had to cut him off. So, as you know, Darby Allin's like, give it up for Sting. Sting starts thanking everybody for showing up. And then it cuts off. Luckily, people were smart enough to pull out their phones and start recording. And that's what we are going to react to right now. We are going to react to the post-match speech. And I want to give credit where credit is due to Denise Salcedo, who I follow, good friend of mine. She was able to put it out. It looks great, by the way, great quality, and it sounds great. So we're going to go ahead and listen to it. I will cut it off at a certain point because of copyright, but this is good. We're going to go ahead and listen to the entire off-air segment right now.
You still got it. Man, I don't have any words other than to say thank you. I love you all so much. Big time. Yeah, you know what? I'd like to call another very important person out. All right, you ready for this? It wouldn't be possible without Tony Khan. Tony! This is my last night, so I can say, Tony, hustle! Come on!
Get your ass out here, Tony.
Thank you very much, Greensboro. Thank you for being a part of the greatest wrestling pay-per-view ever!
You knew he had to get it in, right? You knew he had to get it in. You knew he had to say greatest wrestling pay-per-view of all time. You knew that one was coming. You already knew he was going to say it. Not even just AEW pay-per-view. He said greatest pay-per-view ever.
There's been a lot of great nights in this building. Thank you very much for being here to celebrate the icon, Sting!
There's a lot of people. 16,000. Tony's still very awkward on the microphone. Tony is awkward on the microphone. He doesn't sound natural.
I really don't know what else there is to say. I really don't. Now, the fact that Tony Khan felt Sting deserved this and you guys gave it to him and he performed. He said he was going to leave absolutely nothing left in this ring by the end of the night, and I hope that you felt you got your money's worth. I guess I'll have Sting have the final word. I'm gonna go to the hospital real quick.
Yeah, Darby, you do that, Darby. You don't die, sir. Yeah, I don't. Darby really needs to just not kill himself, please. Especially since, you know, you're gonna be on Mount Everest soon. So please don't die. Let's continue.
Okay. Darby, text me and let me know how many stitches you get for all that.
Probably like 500.
What about?
Oh, look, all the rosters out. Oh,
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Schiavone.
Oh, we gotta get Tony Schiavone. We gotta get him going. It's Steve!
Hey, I'm not gonna get into wrinkles. This is this man's moment. But would you like a It's Sting? Okay, first of all, Tony Khan, how much you gonna pay me to say it this time? No, I'm kidding. I'll play for free. You ready? It's Sting! You're the man, Sting.
This is such a great way. I wish this would have aired. That's powerful. So I'm cutting it off right there because they do play Seek and Destroy. So for copyright reasons, I can't play the full version of that. But yeah, man, that's beautiful. What a way! What a way to close out. Like I said, what is easily one of the best shows of the year so far. One of AEW's best pay-per-views, and what is going down in history as one of the best shows I have ever seen as a wrestling fan. It's getting my highest score. Thank you so much. The $50 is worth it. I am going to go back and rewatch Ospreay versus Takeshita and then the main event again because they were that good. Might even watch the triple threat again. But as a wrestling fan, I feel like AEW has found lightning in a bottle again. They have found the love and adulation of the fans. Carry that momentum going forward. This upcoming week on Dynamite, it better be fire. It better be fire. I won't accept anything else. Next week Wednesday, Big Business! Mercedes Moné makes her debut. Better be fire. Expectations are high now, Tony. The game has changed. You had a legendary show, but how are you going to carry that going forward? You still gotta do Collision and Rampage and Dynamite and all that stuff going forward. Make it worth something. So, as a pro wrestling fan, thank you. Thank you for producing one of the best shows I've ever seen in terms of wrestling. Thank you for giving me a moment I'll never forget. And most importantly, thank you for giving me Sting and giving him the best possible send-off any wrestler can ask for. The perfect send-off. That won't be ruined because Sting's not like Ric Flair. Sorry, I had to get that in. Live chat, you had the floor. How we feeling about the show? Just very curious to know what y'all thinking about, how you feel.
I need your love, I need your time, I need to be free with you tonight, I need your love.
Oh, trust me, Will Ospreay will top it. He is the greatest in history, but he will also pull people to his level. Evil elevate the roster. That's how great he is.
Elevate to the star. Wow, I'm so elevated. That's what he's gonna do. I hope so. Thank you, Higurashi, for these donations, by the way, sir. What y'all here talking about? So once again, give me your grades for the show, and tell me what your favorite match was. Just curious. Khalil does everything. I think it's Joe versus Wardlow at Dynasty, and then Joe versus Swerve at Double or Nothing. Do you see Swerve beating Joe? Perhaps? Probably. Let's see. Let me see here. Chance the Gamer. I was live for the show. It was amazing. Sting's match was crazy and got a lovely sending off. Loving send-off. Got a loving send-off from the locker room. Also, Ospreay match was fire. Yeah, Ospreay stole the show. That was a classic. Yeah, that gut wrench powerbomb on the top rope by Roderick Strong. Yeesh. Bruv. Not bruh, but bruv. That was nuts, man. I'm happy Roderick Strong is a champion, though. He deserves to be a champion. Yeah, Bobby Fish. Bet none of you were thinking about him until I brought him up. And I mean, folks, where's the lot? Rush. It was nice seeing the BCC come out as the Legion of Doom or the World. Mariah May looked amazing as OG Tony Storm. Fooled me. I thought it was Tony Storm at first. Then I quickly realized, oh, that's Mariah May. That's crazy. And she actually dressed up as Tony Storm from WWE, which I liked even more. Oh, you already know Mel's was gonna give Ospreay and Konosuke Takeshita like 8 stars. Where's Britt Baker? Britt Baker is healthy. She's on her way back. She's just waiting for Tony Khan to book her. Let's see here. I don't see the hype in Takeshita. I'm sorry. Ever since MJF butchered his name. I'll take a shitta. Well, I disagree. I think Takeshita is a main event player. And I think he's someone that can elevate AEW to a new level. The Brainbuster spot was crazy. Gen X, you ain't lying. I genuinely thought Will Ospreay was done for. I was like, are we going to stop the match? I think he's done. It was an epic revenge beatdown for ruining Sting and Darby Allin's tag team title celebration. Yeah, it was amazing. It essentially was. Hangman Page was a menace as a heel. Oh, heel man Page was phenomenal in rare form. I liked it. Can't blame Hangman for going crazy after what Swerve did to him. That's probably right about that one. It's Sting. I can't do it like Tony Schiavone, but yeah, it's Sting for sure. Oh, y'all like Metallica? Ooh, seek and destroy. Such a good theme song. Yeah, Darby needs to chill. Yeah, I love Darby, and I like the fact that he does these crazy antics, but goddamn, do a glass panel? Oh, God. That was terrible. Yeah, the perfect farewell for Sting, for sure. For sure. It was perfect, man. They even announced that Darby and Sting apparently vacate the tag team titles as well. Cool. During the media scrum? Alright, there you go. There will be a tournament for them, as always. You like my background? I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate that. How did I feel about Ric Flair taking... He didn't take a bump. He took a super kick. Hilarious. But it was great. Now, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat took a bump. He can still go. Y'all, thank y'all so much for joining me here. What a night. What a night, man. One of the greatest nights in wrestling history. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching my review. As always, do all the YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. And, of course, donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. There's a lot of people live right now, including a media scrum, so that did hurt viewership a little bit. But you know what? The people who like me, who appreciate me, will come back and watch it after the fact. So if you are one of those people, thank you. And I appreciate you for making me a part of your day. And as always know you are welcomed right here in Alyx's World. So as you do all the YouTube things, like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. Monday Night Raw will be the next time you see me live here on YouTube. And then, of course, Dynamite, big one this upcoming week. And then the biggest one, Big Business, next week. And then, of course, Friday Night SmackDown will involve The Rock. WrestleMania season is going to be a great time. So stay tuned for more right here in Alyx's World. The place it is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm out. Peace. When you're... when you're